Dallas Elder Law Attorney Michael Cohen here. Today we're going to talk about financial powers of attorney. Now I said financial because there's different types of powers of attorney. There are medical powers of attorney, and I'm actually going to talk about general, durable powers of attorney. You could actually have them limited. In other words, you could say, I give an agent the power to do only this, sell property or whatever. So we're going to talk about general, durable powers of attorney. What does durable mean? Durable means it's good even if I'm disabled. That's the whole point of a power of attorney. A power of attorney is a powerful document that is giving somebody the authority to act on your behalf to take care of your financial affairs during your lifetime. It terminates on death. Now, general means it could do just about anything. How many times have I heard that somebody says, I have a power of attorney that does everything? And when they tell me that, I look at the power of attorney and generally it doesn't. So you could have different things that are beyond the statute. And a lot of times that people have all sorts of different forms. They may have gotten something off the internet that, it may not be good under Texas law. It's not to say it's not good, but it may not cover a lot of different things. If it doesn't have the jurat at the end of the document, in other words, where it says the language that Texas requires, it could be a problem because if you have to record it, if you're going to sell the real estate. All right, so if there's, for real estate, if you have somebody acting on your behalf during your lifetime, under Texas law, the power of attorney has to be recorded within 10 days of the transaction. So a title company will actually look at the deed records to see if there's authority of the agent to act. The one who signs the document is called the principal. The one who has the authority to act is the agent. Now, there's a lot of extra powers that you have. Now, I would tell you that right now that my daughter is taping this or recording this, and she said to me, Daddy, I really like the increase of the allowance, but I would really like a power of attorney. I said, SB, my daughter, I said, SB, power of attorney is very powerful, but the power of dad trumps the power of attorney. Well, anyway, powers of attorney are very powerful. If you were married and you gave your spouse this authority, she could wipe you out. She could take all your assets. If you had an individual account, she could get to your IRA, wipe all your assets out. So if you had a marital problem, be careful on who you name as your agent. Now, if you get divorced, that authority terminates as a matter of law. One time I had somebody who came into my office, and they were the husband and wife, and the wife said, what happens if the power of attorney, if you're separated? Well, I said, well, you're still married, so there's still authority. And she said, can you excuse me for a minute? Let me talk with my husband. I said, uh-oh. I thought that this was all they're ready for signing. They're going to name each other as the agent. And I see here there must be some sort of marital problem. They changed the power of attorney to say, in the event of separation, my husband can no longer act on my behalf. Well, you could do whatever you want. So every power of attorney is different. It's just not one standard form. And there's lots of different types of authority that you could have that are not in the statutory language. For example, the ability to create trust. Even though in the Texas statutory language it mentions trust transactions, it only deals with existing trust. But there's lots of different times where you may want the agent the authority to create trust. It may be that you want to avoid probate. It may be that you want to protect your assets. It may be that you have too much income and you're trying to qualify for public benefits. There's all sorts of different types of trust. Maybe you have a child who's disabled and you want to create a disability trust. You have to have the language in there. It could be also a situation where that you are applying, let's say, for some sort of public benefits, and you need to reduce your assets. There's different strategies to reduce assets for governmental assistance to help pay for long-term care costs like Medicaid. But you have to have the authority, so you have to have the authority to make gifts, whether it's broad. You usually have the authority either to do broad giving, that means any type of gifting at all, maybe say qualification for public benefits, but if you don't trust the person, well, you shouldn't give them the authority to begin with, although you could always revoke a power of attorney. Well, and there's other things you could have, like the power to substitute. If, for example, we had a situation where Dad, who was older, had beginnings of dementia, but still had capacity, named daughter as his agent, and son as his alternate agent. Well, the bottom line is you could, in this case, the son died. The daughter was going in for surgery. Dad now lacked capacity. So to avoid guardianship, what she did is delegated authority to somebody else. Well, in any event, a power of attorney is a very powerful document. I had my daughter sign this at age 18. I think it's a very standard document that people should have, although there's things you could have in it. I hope that you have a better understanding, though, of financial powers of attorney by this today.